Hello and welcome back to Super Bomberman. On the last episode we died a lot, and we are going to try and do our best to not die as much this time. And one of the key reasons for that is obviously dying is not that much fun. You bastard. The other reason is, as you can see on the top left hand of the screen, I don't currently have a lot of lives left. And when you die, you lose all of your special power-ups, but you get to keep all your bombs and the increased firepower. But when you die for good and you have to re-continue, you lose everything, which is fine when you're early on in the game, but when it gets to the point I'm at now, it starts to become quite tricky trying to kill the bad guys with just the one bomb and a very small range of firepower, especially with some of the other creatures that appear later on. But no matter, we shall carry on. How is everyone on this fine day? I am as good as one can be. How good that can be, I ain't telling. I've been playing over this level a few times this morning just to get myself readjusted, and the music on this particular couple of levels is interesting because I don't know, it sounds like it's slightly off, or like the synth or the keyboard or whatever the actual piece of music is there is not completely in tune with the with what is represented as the bass. I really don't like you. I'm really starting to feel this Xbox D-pad is starting to going to hinder me. And that was actually something else I was thinking about yesterday that I didn't get to mention with the... Right, just go back down, thank you. That I didn't get to mention with the Xbox One controller is the actual the Xbox One controller itself. Obviously, it's the D-pad looks so much more manageable. Like, there's no real changes to the controller that I can see other than like trigger points and stuff like that. But just the D-pad, it kind of looks like they've cut out the Mega Drive controller D-pad. Oh, I have a text message. Aren't I popular? And I would really like to get my hands on one of them. I'm not sure, I presume, because it's Microsoft, that it would be able to plug into your laptop and you can just go off and running as you would before. I hope, anyway. Speaking of which, my Xbox 360 controller that I currently have is really on its last legs because any short, sharp movements, and it completely cuts out, which is great fun when you're trying to A, record, and B, just play in general. So, if I get annoyed or angry, I need to stay calm, because otherwise, failure will be imminent. I don't think I mentioned yet about these... My voice is really going a lot lately. I don't think I mentioned these red bombs yet, as you can see down here. I don't know if they increase the firepower, but what they do is they allow you to blast through more than one soft wall, if that soft wall is there, obviously. And they're very handy, but they do have a downside in that you have to be extra vigilant about where you place the bomb and where you're going to walk next, and especially if you get the extra firepower that exists later on, because it's very easy, and let me tell you how easy it is because I've died enough times. The Golden Flame. I think the best way to explain what the Golden Flame does is... yeah, it does that. So between the Golden Flame and between these red bombs, I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of talking because I will die a lot otherwise. Or I might just go back to my cheap tactic of doing this, because you can take out most of the flipping room this way. Yeah, it's cheap, I know, but sometimes these things must be done. Although the advantage now is I got my remote control bombs, How could I not remember this in the... Was it in the first episode? How could I not remember the term remote control bomb? I am a fool. So as you can see, we are packing some serious heavy-duty firepower now, and he says he should be able to get through without dying, but ugh, it's painful to say that because, let's be quite honest, after the last episode, I ain't taking nothing for granted. So, we got a whole bunch of new enemies about, and obviously you would be there. We got these scorpion type machines that will chase you about, and they pack a nasty punch, so be wary of them. These little guys, I think they just kind of walk in any meaningless direction, but I don't think they are too much of a hassle. They just seem to be quite heavy duty. But with the position we're currently in, it's... Oh, an extra life! Extra life! Oh, beautiful extra lives. With the current position we're in, it's pretty easy to take out most enemies from a rather relatively safe distance. And extra time, which we don't need as we're about to finish the level, but hey, why not? Ah, yes. So, what we have here are creatures that like to morph into Bombermen. This obviously doesn't really cause too much hassle in one-player mode, but if you have someone else playing with you, there is the very slight chance that you might mistake them. But let's be quite honest, the chance of that happening is minimal. Because this is no online co-op play. This is... If you're playing this, you have the person next to you. I don't need that, but why not? Alright, this is good progress. I'm liking this. There's a good chance we might get through this and not die. Because, seriously, I'm really screwed up. It's those bomb-eating creatures. They are, like, the most annoying thing about this game. By far. Because the moment they start eating your bombs, and, like, if you get stuck behind a wall, you're screwed. There's just nothing you can do about it. And I forgot, I got the kick as well, so just, yeah, poning, as they say. Alright, so after this will be the boss. It's sort of a midway boss. It acts like a final boss to some degree. And it's a bit of a challenge, and I don't need you, but it's the extra points, and I won't argue with that. Oh, so the way that this boss works is, it's a little bit Dr. Wily. Except he's got a black mohawk, and looks pretty badass. He looks like a biker. He'll enter this machine, and he will go back and forth. Back and forth. As that song by the Wu-Tang Clan once went. And he will also release these missiles, which can be really annoying because they start to come out in full force, and if you don't do your spring cleaning and keep them at a safe distance, they can really start to hurt. But between having the remote controlled mines, and you can tell my speech is really going to go down with this. Between the remote controlled mines and everything else, we should, he says, get through this relatively hassle-free. But I need to actually start focusing on hitting this guy and less on the spring cleaning. Ah! I thought I got stuck there for a second. I was about to cry. Whew. So yes, this is the midway point of the game, I think. Because we have a little mini celebration, but it's a premature celebration. And I'm really not sure about that pink. Pink does not look good, new Bomberman. Anyway, next time we will go into the Pyramid of Doom and kill more. Till then.